Hi everyone, my name is Bill Kinahan, and I'm a solution architect with Velosio, and I'm going to take a couple minutes today to talk to you about our Sales Express offerings. Now, our Sales Express offering is a fixed fee project, okay, with a defined scope and deployment complexity. So that means that we have a box of things that are included in the scope for the project that allow you to get your sales deployment of D365 up and running quickly and efficiently. Now, what specifically today we're going to talk about the sales side of things. We also have these offerings for customer service, for field service, as well as for marketing. Now, this diagram is just showing you kind of the ecosystem of Microsoft, right? All the components that are tied to it, things like Power BI, like Power Automate, and of course the Office 365 suite. The idea that I'm using Excel, I'm using Outlook, I'm using Word, all of those Microsoft Office solutions that are integrated into Dynamics Sales, Dynamics Marketing, Field Service, all the different components. Now, our Sales Express package is really two of them to look at. One's Premium, one's Premium Plus. The one on the left, you can see, is a scaled down version of the Premium Plus. So I've got things like an 8-hour business process workshop. So working through how your processes work within the system and how to make them work more efficiently within Dynamics 365. Kickoff, obviously, project calls along the way. And then 54 changes of the out-of-the-box fields, forms, views, and dashboards. That could involve creating some new dashboards. It could create some new fields on your form, things along those lines. 6 process automation changes, so the process bar along the top. 4 custom security roles. Dynamics comes with a set of security roles. Typically, you copy those roles and make them your own. So change a few things for permissions and things along those lines. 2 conference room pilot sessions. Those allow you to actually run through the system and make sure it's reacting the way you expect it to. Some data migration, and then of course some training and support associated to that as well. On the right-hand side, you see the Premium Plus. And the Premium Plus is very similar to what we see in the Premium, but just larger, right? There's more time allocated for each one of these, more changes in each of the areas. So instead of 6 process automation changes, we have 10. Instead of 54 changes to the dashboards, we have 98 changes. All of these things just make for a bigger project, or maybe a little more meat in the project, or a little more complexity in the project that allows you to cover more of that. Now, the Premium is we classify as really implementation assistance. You're going to take a role in that as a customer to make sure that your deployment is successful. We're there to help you with that. The Premium Plus is really an 8-week right path deployment. So a right path being our methodology, going through all of those steps as we normally would within a project, and making sure you're set up properly at the end of that. Now, if you don't fit into one of these packages, say you have an integration or you have some other complexity that doesn't fit into these boxes, we would just do a normal deployment with that. Now, as I mentioned before, these are fixed fee projects, so you know how much each of them is going to cost and the timeline that's associated to it. Now, if we take a look at some of the things you may choose to do within the system, this would be a dashboard for you, right? And there's a bunch of dashboards that come within the application, but maybe I want something different on this dashboard. Instead of maybe my open leads, I want to see my open accounts or my active accounts, something like that. Those changes could get created from within each one of those deployments. Also, the same thing, you see there's a multitude of different dashboards in here. If I wanted to create a new dashboard from scratch, I could do that from here as well. And again, create that maybe for the team, or if I wanted to create it for an individual too. So that's kind of one example of what we would do from a dashboarding perspective. Now, if I wanted to make some changes to some forms as well, which is included in our Express packages, this is an example of a form in the system. Now we're looking at the lead form within here. I could add additional fields to here. I could move things around, really personalize it for the data that I want to capture. And then when we talk about process, we go in and you can see this is our process bar along the top. We can modify this, include more stages, include more data points as we walk through the sales process. Now in this case, we're in a lead. this would go over to an opportunity as your sales process progresses through. Now, the last area that I talk about is the ability to go in and do some definition in regards to your roles or security within the system. So I can click on security. These are all the security roles and as well as users that associate themselves to those security roles as well. So those could be salespersons, they could be account managers, they could be vice president of sales. These are all ones that you see out of the box, right? And then I can copy those roles and make them my own. So I can create different roles depending on individuals within the organization or even groups within the organization as well. So you can see here that I've got different roles associated to it. So I've got all the different, in this case, an account manager role, all the different permissions that are part of it. Service management, business management, sales, service. So it's going in and tweaking each one of these to be personalized for your organization. Thank you for your time today. I hope that gives you an explanation of what our Expresses, specifically our Sales Express offerings, are made up of. If you have any questions, please reach out to your account manager for more information. Thank you.